Welcome back to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. I'm Rosa.
And I'm still Sharyn.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us again for another episode of Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. As always, we do appreciate you coming back each and every week. And for those of you who are new, please like, subscribe, and share our videos to whomever you think will benefit from them.
Yeah, but first of all, hello. Hello to you, and we're glad that
hello.
you're joining us.
So before we get into today's topic, it's shout out time. Shout out. No, just kidding.
No, she's not.
Our first shout out goes to, and I'm sure I'm gonna mess this name up. Fluvalva.
No,
How do you say?
I say it's Fuvaluva.
Fuvaluva.
Yeah, and I
it's
think we're close, but you're
it's
going to let us know.
Fluvalva.
We're trying, sister. We're trying, okay?
Well, thank you. We appreciate you being a subscriber to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. Really, we appreciate you, and we're sorry that we probably messed up on your name.
Ouch.
Our next subscriber is DDW.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. We appreciate you so much. And last but not least is CJ. Thank you. We appreciate all that you do for Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. That is sharing our videos, liking, subscribing, and commenting.
Yeah, all of that.
We thank you for all of it. We appreciate each and every one of you.
We do. And you guys of late have definitely been keeping me really busy because we do try to respond to every, and sometimes it's just not always that easy to do because usually so many of them, and we got lives too. But in any event, we thank you and acknowledge the fact that you took time to not only view the video, but to give us your opinion, your insight, give us some feedback, and
that's the important part.
Some suggestions. And I say, well, hey now, and look, all y'all don't agree with us all the time.
Yeah.
Imagine that, and that's okay too.
But the comments are the important part for me. I just like to know where I can grow and improve and do things like that. So keep them coming. So let's get into today's topic. Yeah, some of y'all may not like us after today.
No, it's just a conversation now.
It is just
Don't
a
put too much on it.
Yeah.
It's just a conversation that Rose and I have had. And she often asks me my experiences on things, and I asked her hers, and how do you feel about that, babe? And, we find out that we feel very differently about some things.
Yeah.
Some things we're in total agreement, understanding on, and some people, some topics are like, who are you?
So let's get into today's topic.
Which is, you got her, and she's got someone else. Have you ever been one or two, been there, was in it, or in now? Have you ever been the second woman in the relationship? Mm-hmm. And what makes the relationship so different is the fact, if you are in one of those, that we're talking to people specifically who are in an ongoing relationship, but knowingly have a chick on the side. Is that you, boo? Is that you? So... It definitely still goes on, and it definitely exists. No, we do not have an open relationship or that one person like, well, when you get me, you get her too, because I can't leave alone, and we've been back and forth for 18 years, but I really love you and her too in a different kind of way. We ain't having it.
Right.
It's just me and Rosa and me. So let me clarify that. But we're talking to you, all our friends out in lesbian land and far beyond, our friends, the people who we hang out with, our social folks. Have you ever been the second woman? Had the second woman, whatever part you were playing? I'd love to hear from you. And how did y'all work it out? Mm-hmm. So there's reasons why that it exists, and two, there's reasons and ways that people kind of explain it, because I always tell Rosa sometimes when we get in a spirited dialogue thing going,
an argument,
code for argument, or just spirited. I say you can rationalize anything. You got people doing some crazy stuff in the world right now, but they can rationalize it. Or I remember many years ago, I was seeing this babe, and She had the nastiest mouth. And one day, I mean, she lit into me. I'd been in the Navy almost 22 years, and I never heard some of the words that came out of that mouth. And
You talking about with her language, not
with the language,
necessarily her grill look nasty.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
just
Oh, okay,
nastiness.
okay.
Yeah. She went on, and I was just saying like, oh my God, as they say, do you kiss your mother with that mouth? I mean, it was just so nasty. And all she said was, you had to understand, I was angry. Well, that was her rationale. I cussed you out like that. I was nasty. I broke the bottle of champagne and all of that. Well, you have to understand, I was angry. And I'm thinking, hell, I get angry sometimes too, but I don't act like that. So that's just my point. That people, you can rationalize anything. My question today is, have you been the second woman in a relationship, or do you have a second woman in the relationship? So
Y'all don't have to tell us that part, because I do not want to get into anybody's drama. Whatever is working for you, let it work for you.
but we can. The point I was making, we can rationalize it. I've known several of these situations throughout my life, being a lifelong lesbian and all. But I remember this one, and I'm not gonna call it a threesome. It was a couple who had another person in their life. It was like, yeah, I like TJ, but with TJ comes CC. You know what I mean? And like, why has it got to be like that? Well, you have to understand, we go way back together, and I told her I would never leave her. Y'all heard that one before? You don't understand, she's got a lot of problems, and I told her I'd help her with them.
Heard that one.
She really needs me. How about this one? It ain't sexual, but I'm the only one that really understands her. And good point, because look, perhaps it's not sexual, but there is. I mean, everybody ain't throwing down with two women. I get it, but if you do have a otherwise whole and healthy relationship, why is there a need for that other person? Why have you not disconnected from them or kept them at a safe distance? It's almost like, okay, well, we're going to Mexico and she's coming too. Oh, hell no. I mean, it gets that real out there,
Right.
and I'm thinking, does the wife know about her, and she knows about the wife? And if it's one big happy family, it ain't for me to crack on anything. I'm just trying to understand.
Right.
I'm just trying to understand. So, and then we have the women out there with their, with their egos, like, I ain't gonna be nobody's number two, boo. Well, we say that, but sometimes we find ourselves there.
Yeah.
And I know y'all, before you even present the question, I'm going to say, yes, I've been there. Yes, I've done that. It wasn't hurtful. It wasn't nasty. It was, my heart was just full of love for the both of them. Yeah. And yes, I really kind of wanted to see if we could work it out. Well, it didn't work out. Because it just didn't. It was just too much. It was just too much emotion. It was just too many feelings, very deeply. And
so with that situation, though, you were the person that you were dating somebody, and then you had somebody else. So somebody else was your second.
No, okay, just reverse what you said. I had somebody else, and then I brought someone else into the relationship.
Okay.
I was, if you will, happily in a happy hookup. Everything was cool. Healthy. You dig me, I dig you. Everything's cool. Your mama don't trip us. My mama don't trip you. All this, and a dog too. No, at the time we had a cat. Well, what happened was, I don't know if I got bored, tired, or was just being whorish. Yes, I said whorish. And I was really happy. I was not unhappy at home, but I was, I don't know what I was thinking, but I was out there winking.
Oh my God.
Y'all gonna get me for that one. But yeah. So it did happen. It did happen to me. I was an active player. No victims, just volunteers. I did what I did, and when it dissolved, there was a lot of hurt. there was a lot of hurt and pain.
Normally it is.
Yeah.
Normally it
Yeah.
is.
So
well, most times. But.
yeah, most of the, yeah. So in any event, so I, I'm no Girl Scout. Been there, done that, and more than once. Yes. Okay, but we're asking you today. And it's like, hey, have you been the second one? Have you had a second one? Meaning you got one at home, but you got another one, that you either totally haven't disconnected from or connected with them during your present your present relationship, and you want everything to be okay.
Yeah.
I just know which one do you take to Valentine's dinner first? Because see, when I was out there with the number one and the number two boo, I remember that I kept eating breakfast a lot because they all wanted to give me breakfast. Like no more dinners, because when you're out there, having more than one relationship at the same time, you eat a lot of breakfasts, which is an odd thing to remember. But I'm going to turn it over to my sweetie, Rosa. I can't, and I do not know what's going to come out of her mouth. But Rosa, have you been the second person in a relationship?
I have. I actually, let me take y'all
That's
back.
a yes or no question.
Well, I have, in a sense, when I was out in the world dating men. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to be. I didn't like to have somebody always at the house or calling me 24/7. So if he was married, that was like safe for me. And so I did deal with a lot of married men during that time. Whatever.
I never dreamed.
But most of the times when you're dealing with, married men, you can call the shots because they don't want you to call their wife or
That's right.
somebody you know. So
look, don't call after 6.
So to me, it was safe and I was okay with that. So I was number 2 and I was okay. But when it comes to when I came out and started dating women, I don't know knowingly that I may have. But I think I might have.
Oh, come on now. Oh, come on.
But I didn't know. I mean, okay, let me just put it this way. Every time I went to see this particular woman, her ex was always around. Always around. And so I kept saying, right, I was just like, well, if y'all not dating, like, why is she? Because she was like, that she's my best friend or whatever. So then y'all need to be dating. Like, you know her, she know you, then, and then one time,
where do I fit in? Why are you talking to me?
One time we went to, to see a play or something, and of course, all 3 of us, and the ex sat, on the side of me that the woman I was there seeing should have been kind of sitting. So she was going to be, in the middle of us. And I'm like, this whole setup is wrong,
Right. Well, did you ask any questions when y'all got back, or what?
Well, I asked her several times. I was like, why every time, I come, we got to hang with so-and-so? Why is it never just us?
Yeah.
And so that's when she was just like, she's my best friend. She know everything, and we hang out together.
We go way back. No, right. we got history.
Exactly, I've heard that before. Mm-hmm. But when we're on the phone, cause she lived up in Northern Cal, but when we were on the phone talking, it was never like she would say, "Oh, I just got back in from shopping with so and so." They never seemed like they hung when I wasn't there. It's always when I was there, they hang, she had to hang with us. It was just the weirdest setup. So I'm assuming that I kind of was the second woman, I think. Yeah. She never came clean with it, but in my heart of hearts, and what you know. I think I was. So I just kind of let it go. It didn't last long anyway, because I just wasn't dealing with a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah,
that she
and there was no there was no foundation there. I mean, your first thought is the wrong thought. It's just like hoo-ha.
Right.
Ain't your twin, ain't your sister.
Well, the first and the second time she came with us, I was like, okay, cool, because one was like a picnic, so you invite whoever, everybody going to the picnic. It's 19 other people there, so whatever. But then the lone stuff that we were doing, like the plays and the shows and that type of stuff, I'm like, she don't need to be.
Yeah.
you know.
Who keep buying this third ticket?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
there's whole money involved, time involved, and planning.
Planning, right.
If you're going to a cookout, you just bring something and call it a day. You don't have
How
to
about
plan.
this? The three of y'all go. You go into dinner, and the other person there too, and you say, "Well, I feel like Italian." No, we can't eat Italian because Sheila doesn't like Italian.
Right.
Bitch,
So it just was really, really
it gets
weird.
crazy.
It was really, really weird. It really, really uncomfortable. For the most part. But yeah, I think I was second in that relationship because I don't really deal well with being second in relationships. Like I said, with the men thing, I didn't really care because they came a dime a dozen, and I could care less when it came to men. But for women,
well, women, we go where no other man has gone before. We go straight to the heart, straight to the feeling.
I don't want to be anybody's second.
Yeah, but you were feeling some kind of way dealing with women, interacting with women than you did.
Oh, definitely.
It was the absence of feeling with men. Yeah,
but
I'm
that's
not speaking
before
for you.
the whole life comes to full circle, and you realize what you don't want and why why I did what I did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
oh, that makes sense. Yeah, never did. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like whatever.
I'd asked. This is years ago. I'd asked a woman who was. She'd already came out and all, and put her flag down and stuff. And I said, well, did you enjoy sex with men? She said, I tolerated sex with men. And I was like, and I didn't feel that way about women. I just totally love women,
Yeah,
So,
I mean, when I got to that side of the coin,
that's what she
I was
saying.
loving women too.
Yeah, she was just looking at her history, it's like I never did really enjoy sex with men. And so when now she's a full-fledged member of lesbian land, she was just like, she was wanting, like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I never did like it. You know what I mean? But you tolerate some things because, you married, hooked up, and you got 2 kids looking like him. Save me. Yeah, so that's what we're talking about today. And, no judgment. Definitely no judgment. We just want to know what's really, really going on out there. And I don't think you have to be a player. I don't think you have to plan that. I think some things just happen. Yeah. But it's not what happens to us. It's what we do about what has happened. So here's the other part of the conversation. This is me talking. If you find yourself in that relationship and you do want to disconnect, fade to gray, ease on out of the picture, there's some things, some things just aren't accidents. Mm-hmm. It's no way in the world that me and Rosa, all the running around that we do, that there's a third, we got to go pick up Sheila, the imaginary friend. We got to go get Sheila. No, we don't.
Right.
The Sheila even, she needs to know we're going to the concert and I got another ticket. No, you don't. And if you do, she's not leaving. I mean, I need to understand what's really going on.
Right.
There is no good friend. Rosa does not have a twin, though she does have a sister that looks very much alike, and your brother does too. But I'm just saying, it's no accident. There's no other person that belongs between our space.
Right.
And I'm thinking, if you that close to each other, perhaps maybe as I say, am I at your table or you at my table? You know what I mean? It's going to be one too many.
That's the question I should have asked my friend in Northern Cal.
Yeah, but you probably didn't care that much either, but so much when you really look at it.
Yeah,
Did you?
Come on. I kind of knew we weren't going to make it, but it was still it's the
principle.
Point.
Yeah, it's the point. It's the principle of the thing.
Of me, if we're trying to go somewhere and, as Sharyn would say, get the balloon up in the air.
Yeah.
Then
it never got up in the air.
That wouldn't help it to get up because I'm just looking like. Yeah.
And let's let me stay on point here with this thing and say, if you are in that situation and if you are the main architect of that situation, it is your responsibility to, first of all, be very honest with your new girlfriend, your woman, your spouse, your honeybee, or whatever you dealing with. I'm just saying, if you're really honest, now you're like, hey, this is who I am, this is what we've been doing, and do you love me enough to come into my life as is?
Yeah.
Do I have to get rid of Sheila just because I met Rosa?
Well, if you're in an honest relationship and you know that you are number 2 or the person you're dealing with has a second person, then that's a whole different situation.
Oh, sure.
That's an agreement.
Yeah.
Everybody's in agreement and everything is cool.
Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and never do you get Sunday afternoon.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So that's different. And if everybody's happy, then hey,
Yeah, who
Everybody's
would it say?
happy.
Like again,
Right.
no judgment.
Yeah, yeah.
But so again, so how do these things dissolve? I've seen it go down several ways. Sometimes number one doesn't know there's a number two, which means that you really got to do a lot of quick thinking and lying and it's just against your spirit if you know
Right.
to keep doing that. I don't even know how you can do it.
Well,
I
like
don't know.
Sharyn said, you're gonna be eating a lot.
Yeah. You're gonna keep eating breakfast 3 different times in a day.
Every time you come home, you're never hungry.
Right, exactly. Well, I fixed you something. No, I'm good. All right,
Yeah,
What did you eat? And I don't eat fast food. I eat junk food, but I don't eat fast food. But that's just my personal stuff. But in any event, so I do think it's incumbent upon the person, you know, who is the, I don't know, I don't want to say the main character, but you know, you're the ringmaster of this. You're the ringmaster of it, and it's never a surprise. It's no accident that you wind up with 2 women. It means that you're being greedy, selfish, insensitive. Just a few things, no judgment, but I gotta call them like I see it because if I was the number 2 woman, I'm thinking why I got to be second? Why can't I be one?
Right.
You know, and causing friction between number 1 and number 2 because number two could be really okay being number 2 because she ain't got to do dishes or your laundry because she's number 2, right?
Well,
Number
she might
one.
have to do dishes if you eating at her house.
Oh no,
That's what
no,
I'm
no,
saying.
no, no! You ain't got time for no damn dishes because I got to go home. The number 1. So number 2 may very well be okay with being number 2, but number 1 is going to have the thumps. If the thumps added a bad attitude, number 1 may have the thumps at the fact that this woman even exists. Number 2, she exists, and did you or did you not become honest? You know, come clean about her situation. I've met women who said, "Well, you know, that's my cousin, and I don't want to think no weird shit about you, but I got cousins too, lovely cousins, and I don't look at them that way."
So they really weren't their cousin? They
No,
just said
it wasn't that right. They're right. They were lying. You know, like that is not your cousin.
That
I
don't
didn't
make
have to
any
do the
sense.
family tree, but that was not her cousin.
Right.
So I'm just saying it can get very complicated. It can get very murky. You know.
Right.
So again, when does it work? If number 1 knows she number 1 and she's secure about her place, number 2 is okay with being number 2, and she ain't, you know, like I see you when I see you, when I see you, it's always good. That's fine too. It's just when number 2 wants to become number 1.
Yeah.
And number 1's got an issue that number 2 ain't staying in her place. You know, your lines get a little blurred. Y'all start coloring outside the lines and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like you bought me a car, but you paid for her rental. Oh, really? Oh, really? You see what I'm saying? Because you know we got but so much juice, babe, and you're gonna get busted unless everyone is really,
Because somebody
really
gonna
okay.
get sloppy.
Yep.
Or
Gonna-
relax.
Uh-huh.
Or comfortable in the situation. That's
Right.
what's gonna get you busted.
Right, exactly. So I've seen it go down. I've seen it. I've seen some pretty horrible things. I mean, really extreme. One resulted in the murder of a friend of mine years ago, but it was the woman was playing both of them, and it was just it didn't have to happen. So not only was somebody lying, somebody was not only lying, living the lie and playing them against they were being played against each other. And who was doing that? The number 1 person was doing that. Because number 1 thought her number 1 piece thought she was the only one, and I knew there was a number 2, but y'all not dealing anymore because I'm in your life now, and she made sure both of them were at the same place at the same time, and things went from bad to ugly to crazy violent to
Somebody getting stabbed. Or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Did
She got
say?
stabbed in the chest twice, and she died. But not to be extremely dramatic or sad, I'm just
But
saying
it does happen.
It does
You know,
happen.
somebody's going to get hurt, whether it's your feelings, whether
Yeah.
somebody like in that case, the fatal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
It
you want to
can.
be careful.
Yeah, because I say, we play for realsies. We're not kids. Everybody looking at this video, I'm sure, is adult. There's too many other shows to look at for you to stop here. So I'm assuming that you're at minimum a friend, a buddy, or someone who's just like, let me see what Sharyn and Rosa are up to. Or you're definitely a member of, you're from lesbian land, or you just happen to fall on to this video by happenstance. But again, like I said, not pulling no punches, keeping it real, being very honest. There is danger with there is some danger with that, you know. So I've seen it work, and I've seen it when it really didn't work. So if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. But at minimum, be honest with yourself and be honest with the other players.
Be honest with them one and two.
Yeah, because like I said, it can get ugly real fast. So anyway, so look, so I'm talking to Rosa, and she says she's been there, done that. Well, just a little, but your feelings didn't get hurt. You didn't fall out crying. You wasn't in love.
No. Oh gosh, no.
Yeah, and not to mention people who, like I said, they living together, and you done bought her the ring, and y'all gonna get married in the next 18 months.
If it was like a serious relationship, I would have probably asked more bluntly, or when the person was there, because I don't really like to cause drama.
No,
but if I need to say something, I will say something. But it will take me a lot to say that. But if the person's sitting there and this is like the fourth time, I'd have been like, okay, so tell me again why she's here.
Yeah, yeah. You was at the movies, you was at the show, and then you came to dinner that next week.
And every time I come here, she's here.
Right.
So, but you try not to. So, but we're not trying to, fill your ear up with the same story. So
no. But it's the situation, and all situations are different. But the theme may very well be the same. So if I'm talking to you, you know who you are. You know what I mean? And let's not forget, we got egos, and everybody wants to be celebrated, paid attention to, adored, loved, supported, understood.
The sad thing is, I think the reason why people have a number two is because they're selfish. They like something in somebody, but don't want to give up number one because they also like something that person brings, and it's like, just be upfront and honest.
That's what we're talking about. If you are into, be honest with all players. Yeah. And just because you're honest don't make it right. You know what I mean? If
you tell them and they don't agree.
Right. But at least it's understood and known.
Yeah.
Excuse me, and just because it's known don't mean it's understood. But if it's known, understood, is it accepted? That's the next step. Because if it ain't accepted, somebody got the thumps, and that's how people get hurt on a Thursday night. That's how people get hurt. And in our own relationship, we talk about a lot of things. And my thing is, I don't want to be the last one to know. If you found somebody, sometimes things fit better. She laughs at my jokes more. Or, well, she's into athletics and so am I. Okay, look at my face. Okay, so I'm just saying whatever's common and what brought y'all together. If you feel that strongly about it, keep on, hook up and book up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't play me and I won't play you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what's that stuff that people used to come over each other's house and sell, that not Amway, the other
Mary
stuff.
Kay? No,
the
Mary Kay.
makeup. Mary Kay. Yeah, because I remember one time I was seeing this woman and my partner had came home and she said, "Well, who's the woman?" I said, "So you know her? She sells Mary Kay." So, and I didn't wear makeup at the time, so.
So jacked up.
So you can't use the Mary Kay excuse. I'm sorry, that's funny. That was just a visual, and it really did happen. But you can't use the Mary Kay defense. You know what I mean? Right. And don't get me wrong, it's good stuff. They have some good products. So I'm just saying, I was like, surely you know her. That's the Mary Kay woman. She wasn't. So, but anyhow, be honest with yourself. Be honest with one another. And, it's just a conversation with Rosa and I. But, some of you may very well be living what we're talking about. Yeah. Again, no judgment. We just want to see, how you do it, how you do what you do. Keep the feedback going because we really, really, really appreciate it. And some stuff makes us laugh. Some stuff makes us wonder. And you also allow us to improve everything. So look, enough of this. As in every week, we're always wishing you the very best.
Of all good things, stay safe and stay woke. Always.
You had to say that?
What? Yeah, stay woke always.
Always.
Sometimes you might be being played and may not know.
We're going to dinner.
Stay woke.
Take care.